What's up, guys? This is Kyle Rose back at you with another video. Now today we got more Sonic content, and this is going to be my first time doing a review of Sonic IDW, which started in 2018 and is still currently ongoing. Now for the Sonic IDW series, it's quite interesting because one of the things that is interesting about Sonic IDW is that it's more grounded than, in comparison to Archie Sonic. Now with Sonic IDW, it has one of its, it has some strengths and weaknesses here and there, and I'm going to be reviewing issue 42 of Sonic IDW. Now the story is by Ian Flynn, pencils, who drew it, Tracy Yardley and Matt Froese, Matt Herms, Sean Lee, Riley Farmer, and David Marriott. I'm sorry that I messed up y'all names if y'all hear this, but these are the people that are working on these series, and we got to give them some credit for making an extraordinary piece of work, and the direction of this is going pretty well. Now with previously what happened in Sonic IDW is like after the metal virus, which was basically this infection that was affecting everybody including Sonic the Hedgehog. The metal virus was basically something that was going to metallicize or make everybody turn into robots, basically. Something that Dr. Eggman, that was already creating something like that, had a plan for a while after he became after he got control over his mind, before he was Dr. Tinkerer or Mr. Tinkerer. And Dr. Eggman is creating a virus, like I said, that would take over the world. And this virus would, in the future, if nothing was done about it, everybody would be metallicized. And Silver was in that future looking at it, so he went back in time, and he told Sonic and them that they needed to fix the timeline, kind of like Dragon Ball Z. In fact, very much like Dragon Ball Z. But that was what happened, and then Sonic went supersonic and then beat Zavik, who was accompanying Dr. Eggman, and his he was helping him. So he beat Zavik and them, and now we're in this new arc that is kind of building up. I like the build up for it because it's more or less like a filler. It's a lot of filler chapters that goes into one big climactic conflict. And with that being said, let's start off with episode or issue 42. Now with issue 42, the Deadly Six is coming back. Zavik regrouped the Deadly Six in issue 41, and it wasn't really that interesting to me, and it was just like, okay, he regrouped them and now we got to go to the next chapter. It was more like a filler chapter. Like I said, most of these chapters right now are filler. They're wrecking havoc right now, and what's interesting in this one is that you have Starline, and Starline was technically in the last one, but he has more presence in this one, in my opinion. Jewel, who is the current leader of the Resistance. I don't know if they have the Resistance anymore. I can't remember, but she's the current leader of the organization that they're in. And Amy was the previous leader of the Resistance, but she couldn't handle all the work, so she gave it to Jewel. Now Sonic the Hedgehog is, he did a lot of work, so the boy is chilling right now. So now you have him in a Zoom call, basically, with Tails, the Chaotix, and Jewel, all talking about the current situation of the Deadly Six. Now the Deadly Six is just trying to, with Zavik's master. Zavik's master told him that they basically have been doing the same shit over and over again, and they lose every time. And Zavik is always about destroying everything, doing this and that. But his master told him now to do a bait and switch, to try to pinpoint certain locations to say that, oh, we're going to destroy over there, but actually we're going to go in another location to destroy, in order to fool the Resistance, Sonic and his crew, from while they're destroying stuff all around the world. So supposedly they're targeting, by the Chaotix, they're saying that they're targeting certain places that they've already been to before, just to destroy them, to destroy them again after the metal virus. And after all of this is going on, you got Starline in his own little plot of this of this chapter, doing his own thing, trying to recover somebody, which is Bell. Now Bell is a new character in Sonic IDW, who is a robot that was created by Mr. Tinkerer, and aka Dr. Eggman. Mr. Tinkerer, though, was the alter ego of Dr. Eggman that was genuinely good, because Dr. Eggman messed up his head. And what's funny is that I haven't even noticed this. Dr. Eggman messed up his head and forgot something in the earlier chapters of Sonic, and at the end of the Metal Virus, Sonic actually had the same effect happen to him. He hit his head as he was transported into another dimension after beating Zavik, and the power was corrupting everything. It was tearing a hole in the dimension. He went into Blaze's world, or Blaze's timeline, and it hit his head, literally against the ground, and then he couldn't remember who he was, and he started to remember himself over time. That's the same thing that happened to him, happened to Dr. Eggman, which is kind of a parallel that I didn't even notice up until now. So with Starline, Starline's basically doing, trying to recover Bell right now, and while the Deadly Six are trying to destroy everything that's around them, right, and they're trying to get the attention of the Resistance. So while this is all going on, the Resistance are keeping tabs of what's going on, and as they was going into a mall, they was destroying the mall, and lo and behold, Starline was in the same mall as them, but Starline had the worst decision to be in that mall, because as he was in that mall, he didn't want to associate with the Deadly Six at the moment, while he was doing whatever devious plans he was doing, and that was to retrieve, in this chapter, is to retrieve Bell. So with Jewel and the crew, she's just telling them that they're on the other side, in another location, and then Sonic immediately went to that location, tried to stop the Deadly Six, while Starline's in the back, doing his own devious things and trying to take Bell. He took Bell, and while somebody failed to protect her, he took her and then tried to fly away with Bell. Now, we don't know what's going to happen in the next 2 chapters. I think in the next 2 chapters we're going to see a lot of interactions between Starline and either Sonic or the Sinister Six, or maybe both. Maybe it could also be like somebody else run into Starline, and then they beat him up, or they try to stop him. They try to contact the crew to stop Starline from taking Bell, or maybe they both beat him and Starline runs away. I don't think he's going to take Bell completely, because I think Bell is an important character in the sense that, she's a likable character. I really do like Bell in that sense. Like, she's a pretty cool character, way better than Starline. Something about Starline's character that I don't particularly like is that, even though he has a good, design, I really do love the design for Starline, a duck with hair, and he has this cool coat and all that. But for being such a fanboy for Dr. Eggman after all that time, I really don't like the fact that, and also Starline was the reason why Dr. Eggman was recovered his mind, because I think he helped Dr. Eggman to remember who he was. And now with Starline, the reason why I don't like him is just because he adores Dr. Eggman way too much. And even though I do appreciate Starline's character that's developing now, because now Starline is trying to make, after Eggman failed from the Metal Virus because he was helping Dr. Eggman, he always noticed that Dr. Eggman fails to beat Sonic over and over and over and over again, and we all know this too. So now he's trying to do his own thing in order to show Dr. Eggman that he can beat Sonic and then rival Sonic, and then as he's rivaling Sonic, him and Dr. Eggman can work together in order to do things together in Eggman's utopia. But at the same time, I really don't think it's going to pan out like that, because we all know who Dr. Eggman is. Dr. Eggman's real prideful, and we know that if someone outbests him, he wants to, punish them. if he's not going to punish them, he's going to, defeat them, whatever the case may be, just to, assert what false dominance he has over somebody, because he doesn't have any dominance. But yeah, I really do like this, what's going on so far. And by the way, at the end, like I said, Sonic came into the show, and now he's about to fight the entirety of the Deadly Six. I don't think that he's going to win, honestly, because it's all 6 of them, but he might have help and have Tails or something like that, and then he'll beat them over time. Now I want y'all to know, like, did y'all ever notice that like the Deadly Six is kind of similar to the Sinister Six from Spider-Man? I don't know if y'all knew that, but I just wanted to point that out. Like the Deadly Six, the Sinister Six from Marvel, pretty cool. Anyways, this is a good, this is an interesting issue. I do like the fact that they're bringing Starline into this issue. Even though I don't really like Starline, I do like his character design. Kind of like how I like Infinite, or how I don't like Infinite, but I like Infinite's character design. I think when Infinite first came out, that was one of the coolest things we ever had, because his character design was so slick, and he was one of the one of the first characters that was outside of being just Dr. Eggman or whatever the case may be. Just being like, he's one of those first characters that was like interesting in the sense that he was one of the first that was not Dr. Eggman. And like I said before, I don't like Dr. Eggman always being the same character or being the enemy of Sonic over and over and over again. So he was a breath of fresh air, but then they kind of fucked up his character with Shadow and everything like that. So now Starline might be the main character or the main antagonist for this arc. And if he is the main antagonist for this arc, I really do want Starline to not be like Infinite. He's better than Infinite, but at the same time, he's still not good, because he's literally fanboying, adoring Dr. Eggman. Even after doing everything he's doing right now, he's still he still admired Dr. Eggman, which is not a good characteristic for somebody that's just trying to be their own man. I want him to be his own man. I want him to do what he wants to do in his own way, and I want him to be his own legitimate enemy, like Scourge the Hedgehog, like everything that was in Archie comics. Like even though a lot of the things in Archie comics was quote unquote bad or whatever the case may be, I think that there was a lot of more like original characters in Archie comics than there ever will be in IDW. But at the same time, we also need to give IDW a chance, because it just came out like what, 3 years ago. So it's been a while, but at the same time, chapters come out real slow. So we got to give this some time to, flourish. And I hope that in the next chapter that we're going to recover, they show Sonic beating the Sinister Six in some way. If he loses, somebody helps him, and whatever the case may be. And definitely have Belle be saved by somebody, or she saves herself. I really wouldn't mind if she saved herself, but it has to make sense. And with this chapter, let me know what you guys think down in the comment section below, and let me know what you want me to do in the future. If you want me to make this, a month by month basis, if you want me to also review all the previous chapters, what I would do is I would probably, if I was to review them, I would review them in bulk, so that I don't have to, waste my time on each and every chapter. But if you want me to review some of the chapters that we already previously had for Sonic the Hedgehog, I will do so. And then after that, I'll be trying to do, one chapter each after, month by month with Sonic the Hedgehog, each chapter. So that is the video. If you like this video, give me a like, stay subscribed or subscribe, and I will catch you guys on the next video. This is Kyle Rose. Peace.